All football, all music, all the time. Welcome back for another episode of Blevins Nation Podcast. Life, it's what happens. So sit back, hold tight, and open up your ears, because the show starts right now.
This is Coach B with Blevins Nation Podcast, talking to Coach Jason Guthrie today from CO-Lin College down in
Weston, Mississippi.
Weston, that's right. Weston, Mississippi. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking Mendenhall. All right.
No, actually, we have a campus in Mendenhall, but
okay.
To CO-Lin.
That's kind of like Holmes and Hines. You got different campuses, but the football's only, the main one. So
that's right.
And so you're at CO-Lin. Where did you get your start?
Well, this will be going into 22 years. I think this will be my 22nd season. Please forgive me any dogs you might hear barking on and passing by.
That's all right.
But finished my less than stellar playing career at Kentucky Wesleyan College. And
okay.
Realized that I had not. I don't know, for whatever reason, I wasn't as motivated as I should have been. But that's a whole nother. But I had an opportunity to go ahead and coach at a local high school, and some other young guys were coaching at the same time. Brian Rector, who's the head coach at Franklin Road Academy Father Ryan Academy down in Nashville, and Dan Kroon, who's the head coach in Owensboro Apollo now. Anyway, those guys we started coaching for David Barnes in Davis County High School. I enjoyed it. I was kind of those guys were teachers. I was their professional. Had an opportunity to get after it, and I found that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making, young men that I guess were being lazy like I kind of consistently was, and kind of motivate them and sure that they don't waste, their potential, and, kind of grew from there.
Yeah.
That was, I said that was 22 years ago. I mean, foundations of why you want to do it still stay the same. Experiences and everything kind of make you, change what you feel about things.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot's changed since that time 22 years ago.
Well, things have gotten so much different nowadays.
Well, yeah, except for the whole game. And I guess nothing and everything has changed.
Yeah. The kids have changed, which has made coaching have to change. And I'm speaking high school right now. But
started off in high school. I don't know. To be honest, if kids have changed or if our expectations changed. I don't know. I struggle with that because, working in the community college environment, you get a lot of people thinking, kids aren't the same these days. You're not dealing with the same kids. I don't know. To be honest with you, I think sometimes our expectations have changed. And 15-year-olds still don't know now what 15-year-olds didn't know 20 years ago. And so in that regard, they haven't changed. I think, to a certain extent, I don't know, and I'm not trying to be too philosophical here, but I just think to a certain extent, I think our expectations have changed, and we've heard so much that, kids are different these days, that we kind of allow that to, he's just being a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to make, one of the big things about the game is so great is the accountability factor.
Mm-hmm.
And making yourself, accountable on your own, making your teammates accountable, holding each other accountable, and that doesn't change. So, but you're right. The game has changed to a certain extent.
Yeah. Well, I think the way kids are brought up nowadays has changed, and that's reflects on a little harder on some coaches, depending on certain areas, I guess, from what I've seen. And it's just different up here than it is down in the South. I mean, totally different. So.
Well, how does love their football now?
Oh, yeah, they do. But it's not as much love as it is in Mississippi or Alabama, Florida. You know what I'm saying? The SEC country is a totally different monster than it is up here.
Well, there's no doubt it is different.
Texas football is way different than it is up here.
Well, I spent 11 years or 10 years in Texas, and it's definitely different.
Yeah, you were at where were you at before Millsaps? San Antonio? I forget the name of the school. Trinity?
I was at Trinity University in San Antonio.
Okay, and, that's right.
Academic Division III school, great school, great location, San Antonio, great city.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Texas is, especially in high school, it's not even completely different. And I everybody argues. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that you're going to find better football players there. I mean, there's more players, but the programs are just a little bit more. Have a little bit more resources. That's all.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Things that are a little bit different, but I mean, shoot, man. Everywhere you turn around down here in Magnolia State, man, we got some freaks.
Oh, yeah.
That's always. I mean, that's exciting to recruit Mississippi. I mean, Mississippi loves its football.
Oh, yeah.
And that's great. I mean, obviously we got a great league, and this league doesn't stand alone. I mean, but it is. I guess we could argue the best junior college league in the country. Kansas has an argument that I understand. But,
Yep. Well, up here we might have one junior college in Ohio, maybe two, and down there, God, there's tons of them just in Mississippi, not counting everywhere else.
We got 14 in our league, and Kansas, I'm not sure how many they have. California has its own. I mean,
they have their own. They're not,
yeah, they're not part of the XCA. So, the difference in and Texas has got, I guess, 5 to 7, 6, something like that. But we're 55-man roster, full scholarship, or we're scholarship league. It's a neat league. I mean, it's got its problems and challenges like every other league. But every year, we're just off a year sending 22 of our players to 4-year school. Out of the 26, 25 to stop playing.
So they're going to be playing at a 4-year school, playing football?
Yeah, we've got
awesome
going to, West Virginia, Mississippi State. I can't even, and they're not all Power 5 SDS schools. I mean, we got a lot of guys going to, SDS schools, Tennessee State.
Yep.
The Division II, NAI and stuff.
Yeah. What and I like that when I talk to you about the difference between JUCO and D1. D2 and D3 is I never knew that about the not being able to transfer and have to sit out a year. That really helps a lot of kids out. I think me getting that out to them is going to help them out because they're they think they can just transfer out of a D2 or a D3 into a D1 a year or two later, and I tell them about JUCO, but of course you said you have to have you have to be eligible for D1 when you graduate from high school, so that helps out too. But But yeah, I think JUCO's the way to go. Not. I'm saying if you don't get an offer from a D1,
And here's the thing. Obviously, I've got a love for smaller college football, being a Millsap at Trinity. And it all depends on what your goal is, and what what you're striving to, I guess, accomplish.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you have had Division I teams that have recognized your talent and they talk to you, and but yet nothing comes about, and they say, "Hey, we'd love for you to come walk on." And then you think, well, you have some options to go to Division II, et cetera, et cetera. Well, JUCO might be a great opportunity at that point in time because, and again, here's the other misconception about the JUCO. And I can't speak for every JUCO, but in Mississippi, you can't just say, well, I didn't get recruited by Mississippi State, I'll go JUCO. Well, all right. But you got to understand, we got a 55-man roster. We have 8 out-of-staters, so that means we're limited to 47 that make it. And we're going to use those out-of-staters.
Yeah.
Typically. And so now you're looking at a 47-man roster, and it's competitive. And so, and we got to hit right. We can't just say, all right, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's an all call. Everybody, where you want, come on. And I think there is that. I think people think that sometimes.
They think, since I didn't get it, I can just go JUCO. I go, no, you still got to make the team and still got to be,
And that's why we get a lot of guys that double sign. Academics has something to do with it in terms of who's successfully navigated their way through high school and who has struggled, et cetera. So
yeah.
But
well, let's talk a little bit of offense here. What do you like to? What's your offensive style?
I don't. I funny. We were having that conversation. I guess I don't know. Before the season, when we made a few hires, and I said, just in random discussion, I don't know that I have that anymore. We and it changes because.
Personnel?
I'm a believer that the personnel drives everything. Whereas we have the benefit of recruiting towards the type of personnel, which is important to do, obviously, to know who you are enough to be able to recruit towards that personnel, right? So
yeah.
You have to have enough idea what your identity is, but at the end of the day, if you want to get the best player, so, well, okay, maybe you want to be dual threat. But I'll give you an example. In our league, being dual threat, it's kind of a double-edged sword because it can be very beneficial, but we have 55-man roster, so we don't have 4 quarterbacks on our roster.
Yeah.
We use 2. So, dual threat, and you decide to use that guy in that dual threat capacity, then you better be prepared if he takes the wrong shot that he loses, or at least loses amount of time. So, what we always look at is how expensive are things, and which leads me to the other part of my philosophy is I really want to do a lot of stuff. I do. I've been.
So would you say you're more? Would you say you're more multiple offense related than you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I'm not a triple. I know nothing about coaching.
Triple option, wing T. Yeah, double wing.
Wing T I did years ago. That's how I started coaching. Doesn't mean I know anything about it now. I could go back and, do a little bit of that. But true Georgia Tech, double wing, I've never done it.
Yeah.
With beer blocking and all that. But, so, say that I have a lot in that regard. But I like to do a lot of different things. But this is my lead into my point. Is I feel like there's a lot of things out there, and as I've gotten older and done this for a long time, you can do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference if I know it or understand what I'm trying to get out there. How much can you throw out at the kids, and how much can you do?
Yeah.
And so, and the other part of that is I mentioned the word expensive. Well, that can mean several different things. How expensive is a certain concept? Well, you only got so many practice reps in a week. So that's another part of, leading, directing what type of offense you're going to do. What are you doing? You actually got time to practice.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to practice every play 50 times every week, but starting in camp, you got to know what your identity is to a certain extent, so you can get enough reps in camp and scrimmages and indie and group where it's a culmination of reps. And so, not to be long-winded or to be evasive, style. I can always say we're always going to run the power, or at least if I can. Every place I've been, we've run the power. I mean, for the most part. Since I've had, and not because of me necessarily, because I work with coaches that like it. And right now, we're a collective when it comes to being offensive coordinator. I mean, the head coach, myself, O-line coach, and the quarterback coach, and we sit down on Wednesday and we create the call sheet. I mean, I'm up top, but that doesn't, if I see something and we're, and we're in the course of going and I feel like it's really going to work, then we'll look at doing that. But same thing if the quarterback coach sees something, we're going to go with that if we all see it and have a good discussion about it. And the good thing about that is when we create our call sheet, nobody has a chance on game day to say, well, I didn't know we were doing this, or I didn't think this was the right call. We're all part of the same, we're all having the same discussion. So, everybody's present in that. So there's no time that's the time to take exception or what have you, to something. If I say I want to do this, you say nothing, and then you bring it up game day, that's not very healthy. It's not part of the process, and you have not used the process for what it's there. Our days are, we have to be efficient, which just leads me to kind of a third thing. Personnel, how expensive is something, and then being efficient. Because, we got in our league, we play on Thursday, watching film on Fridays, we meet with the kids, get a lift in. They're gone to official visits, whatever. We're recruiting on Friday night. Saturday, we're kind of on our own. And Sunday, we're back together, practice Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday's a walkthrough and practice Thursday,
Yeah,
so,
that's actually a weird week. That's just...
It's an odd week. I really like it. But because I have time with my family. I still got to get up and do my work on Saturday. I watch film. But then I'm able to mow the yard and, and then watch the football game with my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that part to me is important. I like hanging out with my wife.
There you go. I'm sure she likes it too.
It's nice. I mean, it's I don't have a problem grinding. I have a problem meeting just to meet.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy a lack of efficiency. But when there's work to be done, you got to work.
Yeah.
You don't say just to say, but if you're not done, you don't have something figured out. Sometimes it's worth taking a break, going home and getting a good night's sleep, but sometimes you got to hash it out, figure it out. Man, sometimes you think on something too damn long, you need to cut it, not do it at all because it's become too expensive. Now, at the end of the day, sometimes you find some really innovative breakthroughs like that. You got to have some balance and figure out what is it we're really working for. As offensive coaches, we have a tendency to overthink stuff.
Oh yeah.
And as football coaches, I'll give you a prime example. Last year, we been toying around putting outside zone in, and we had it in. Hadn't really been running it, and we decided, all right, we're going to commit to it for this week's game. And I think we ran it 17 times and averaged like 9.8 yards a carry. Well, what did we do? On Friday morning, tried to figure out a different way to run it. And ultimately, my point is we, and part of the reason I think we did that is because we had not overcomplicated it when we put it in, but we put in what we wanted. It was very simple. We had very good success, and we thought, this is so simple, I'm sure somebody's just going to stop it, take it away. So how do we fix it? Well, ultimately, we were just being, and after about an hour of discussion, we were like, wait a minute. If somebody makes us change, let's not overcomplicate this. And that's a valuable lesson, There's a valuable lesson of where your time and efforts are spent, and it's not always. We give defense a lot of credit about they're going to pick up on this, and here's the deal: defensive coaches are outstanding at what they do, and they're picking up the nuances and little things. But at the same time, let's make them do their job. Let's not do it for them.
What give me an example. I'm trying to remember back when I was with you on Pro Set, like 2x2, 1x3 are empty. Did you, 2x2, did you always use a back to stay in and block? Did you just keep it a 50 or, I know we had 50, we had 60, 70 and 80, I think. I don't know if we used them all,
right?
But,
we had 70s are always was Max Pro. And it's probably no different than anybody else, but never used it. Had it, never used it.
Now what is 70? Is that like,
a tight end and a back?
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
You're literally blocking with 7 people.
Right. Okay.
But pretty much everything that I did, we actually do here, which is really nice. But it's we just keep it's 6-man check release protection. So it's 6-man pro if necessary, but otherwise it's 5-man check release. So
right. Okay.
Not stat though. So we do have stat, and I do like that. We did run a lot of empty this year, and I think
I did too.
It's good. You can run it. If you got a quarterback that can run, it's really a way to run a no back RPO.
Yeah.
And if you got a quarterback that can run, you put defense in the bind. But if your quarterback's not going to run, he does a really good job getting the ball out fast, and good way to put pressure on the defense and that wants the pressure. So you just got to have. You got to. At the end of the day, it's all that matters. You got to win matchups.
Yeah.
Where you got to win.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Your opinion, I don't remember. We did a lot of motion with like the H-back and stuff. But what are your thoughts on motion?
I like motion. I don't want to motion just to motion. Like I don't think when you're motioning from 2x2 to 3x1, that's okay.
Yeah.
You can use it to create leverage and matchups.
Right.
Sometimes. But I mean, first of all, if you play the defense that can't make an adjustment from 2x2 to 3-on-1 motion, it don't matter. Motion ain't gonna help. You're gonna be okay anyway. So
okay,
they're missing more for that. So, but now when you can motion and shift to create strength issues and to change gap fits, I mean, I did a lot of shifting and going in unbalance, and we do some of that. But the other part too, that becomes expensive. How much time do you want to practice those based on, for instance, unbalance is awesome. I love unbalance. But if you spend I really do a lot. When we talk about it and we run it, but you spend the whole week doing unbalance, you've
taken away from every,
Well, and all they got to do is they recenter on the guard, and they've got their gap fit taken care of. Then, okay, well, I mean, it's no big deal, but now the element of surprise is gone, and now you've got some guys doing some things they're not normally doing as form attack and all that. But don't get me wrong. I love shifting motion. So
okay. I started running a lot of it 2 seasons ago. I was offensive coordinator for a freshman at Milford, and I started using a lot of it. Motion my H back into the fullback and would do counter and lead and stuff out of that, and then I would motion him across and sometimes hand it off jet. Sometimes I wouldn't. I would just use the motion and then run read out of it, or then sometimes use him as a lead blocker on toss, or I would go counter, the opposite way. So I like using it because it's there. Even if I don't use misdirection, I have the illusion that it could be there, or at least that's my thoughts.
And that has a purpose, right? When I use motion to, I use jet sweep as a motion. Typically, I'm either going to hand it or I'm giving the illusion of handing it. So that has a purpose.
Right.
The other thing, talking about your H back in, anytime that you can show balance and then motion somebody and then you get a +1, well, now you've created a mismatch. And so, there's purpose there. So, but again, it goes back into how much time you can do. And sometimes if they're not comfortable with it and they screw up emotion can screw you up worse.
Yeah.
And the other thing, especially motion in the passing game, if you're going to motion in the pass game, you got to make sure that your quarterback is confident in his read. So,
yeah. Okay.
I think that's my experience.
What would you say is your bread and butter? I know when I was with you at Millsaps, I think counter. Okay. I know we did a lot of stretch.
A lot of pin and pull.
Yeah. Okay. Pin and pull. All right. But I mean, Mike was such a great runner, especially at cutting back. It was on his cutback that it was pretty easy, to run that.
Power counter, gap schemes. Like I said, I think I alluded to this earlier. We're always going to have that.
Yeah.
So we're always going to have the power game. So
yeah.
I would say that's the bread and butter. Now you're going through the offense, identifying personnel and all that. Give me just a minute, man. Your whether that power is tight end power, fullback power, is it one back power, is it power read? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now that becomes the deciding factor. How you're gonna build power in your scheme. You're gonna do all those, some of those. We're gonna do at least one of those.
Okay.
And I like full tight end, fullback power. And if I think sometimes there just needs to be a time where you say, you know what? There's no window dressing.
Let's just line up and smash them in the mouth.
And you have to stop. Sometimes they do, but yeah. But you have to, that's part of what you get to create. You got to create that mentality. You can't do that once every 3 or 4 games. That has to be part of what you do. At least in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I think the other thing.
Go ahead.
I think the other thing, I think you have to be able to run the ball, but I think you got to establish some type of identity, right? I mean, and I think that's whatever that is. It's different for everybody. You can find out what that is for you. I think that's what that's what matters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about RPOs? I mean, I'm not much on RPOs because I don't know much about them. I haven't done much with them. My basic thing on RPOs is, you either going to, if the hitch is 5 yard, if it's a run play, if I call the, blast or read or whatever, but they're 10 yards off the guy. I mean, I'm throwing a 5 yard hitch every time, but or a slant. That's about as far as my RPO stuff goes right now. Unless you're in 5, empty. So
but I mean, look at it this way in terms of that. I mean, if you were, whether it's an RPO or just a quick game pass play, if the corner's 10 yards off the ball, you want to throw the hitch anyway.
Right.
So whether it's a run option or just a pass.
Okay.
I mean, really,
oh yeah, definitely.
We do it, and I like it. I think the big thing is you have to determine who you're going to read.
Yeah.
Are you going to be a first level team, which is a little bit more what we call, like what I call a run key, a read concept. So it's not just read the end and then you keep it and then you potentially run it, or you read the backer, block the front, then determine, whether you're going to run a throw off second level. Those are the 2 types, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that's but we do use it, and we probably use more the second level read, where we're going to read the backer in the box, whether or not we're going to throw it to the receiver, or we're going to read the safety to throw it on a bang post.
Yeah.
So we're going to block it. We're going to block everything out. So.
Well, that's the big thing with high school. We never really got much into the RPOs because of the fact that, like you said, time, your investment, being able to practice it. So that's the only bad thing about that.
Well, some of them are quite simple. If you got a good quarterback, and this is probably a conversation we've had at a different time, but I can go with some things. If you feel like you got a good quarterback, some very, very simple RPOs that, you just have to choose and see if you want to do them or not,
Yeah, yeah.
Some 2x2, some 3x1, and some 2x stuff. And we can get those another time. So they do have their place. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely do. So, well, I am going to get off of here and let you get to your wife and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Please feel free to give me a shout anytime. Like I said, I'll go. Once you figure out where you're going to be and what your quarterback's like, I'll be happy to go over a couple of RPOs. I think are real simple. That they're kind of win-win if you got a guy that you can run it 5 times a game and it'd be pretty beneficial. So.
Cool.
Well, that about wraps up our show today. BlevinsNationPodcast.com. Don't forget to stop by there and check out the podcasts. I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, www.fuelthejourney.org. Go by and check that out. Give a shout out to Snake's Takes. Go by and check his stuff out. Definitely check him on Twitter. And Fumblegate Podcast. Fumblegate Fatty. Keith. Coach Keith. Adam Keefe used to play with the Bengals. He has a podcast. Go check his podcast out. Facebook, Fumblegate Podcast, Twitter, Fumblegate Podcast. And hope you enjoyed the show, and going to have a whole lot more people, cool guests coming aboard in the next few weeks. So stay tuned and have a good one. Remember, all football, all music, all the time.